Hello there guys, and welcome to our NBA Week 6 game. It's sort of over the halfway point of the season, and your New South Wailmers are looking for that promotion. Oh, not that promotion, the playoff spot. We're in Kanto. Normally we say we're looking for promotion in the NBA, but one of the few times we're actually in the top flight. Before we actually go into today's video against Techno, I want to give a few shoutouts to various different people. First and foremost, I want to give a massive shout out to all those that have been helping me recently. In particular, the boys that have been helping with IBA, being Simon, aka Original Name, and also to Aaron2420 for helping me get that content as quick as possible out to you guys, and I really do appreciate that. Also want to give a massive thank you to both Johnny GB and 6 Foot Hacks for helping me with the background music, and also just giving me a lot of prep advice recently in terms of the mentality in prep, which I think is really underrated. This week we do play Techno, and just a little bit of a heads up, I know a lot of people really enjoyed the Bird high level quality edited content, but unfortunately guys, due to time commitments and time constraints, really I can't anymore until at least the middle of November. So I really do apologize for that. But in saying that, I think that sometimes it's going to be interesting to do these things live so that you guys can hopefully understand when I'm doing my live comms for IBA. That's going to be a high level content. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, with the IBA stuff, it does go up on a Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. And I am going to try to do a little bit of the team builder and things like that for them. Still trying to figure out the actual crux of those. But for NBA, there will be no more team builders, just because I don't have that time, but I will try to spend a quick 30-40 seconds at the start of the video, really going over the team a little bit in depth. And this week, we do face TechnoStrike. If you guys don't know who Techno is, he's been someone recently that's shot up in so much popularity because he has been doing really well in the GBA D-League. He won it by a technicality, so that's pretty good dope. Beat Zazo, he beat 6 Foot Hacks to get there. And then the second thing about Techno is as well, he won the CPC. He beat A12, who is a very big personality in the NBA. In fact, even for our off-season leagues, we normally brand it with the Diggersby, just because of how well A12 has used Diggersby. And it's really cool to see someone use their favorite Pokemon to a very high level of competitive standard, and I think that's something to note in the NBA. And thirdly, I want to give... Well, he's also been in the Hive Mega Beedrill. If you guys aren't sure what the Hive is, it's a very... I don't want to say it's exclusive, but it comes across that way, but it is an exclusive league in which they try their best to recruit only the best of the best in the high divisions. So they really have a really nice way of categorically indexing, essentially. I think it's 64 players they have in the Hive now, could be more. I could be completely wrong with that, but it's run by Azar, who is a friend of mine. He does do a lot of trolling, but, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of trolling. But these are definitely things that I've seen Techno involved in, and this week it really helped with my team building process, and I want to touch on this more so. Firstly, is that I really want to give a massive shout out to Khaz. If you guys aren't sure of who Khaz is by now, I constantly plug him, and the reason for that is I don't think I've ever enjoyed Pokemon as much as mucking around with him. Obviously, Padoni's and he's the Lord and Savior, right? So he's he's the level above Khaz, but Padoni's made me enjoy life too much instead of this game. So Padoni's stop it. But Khaz has really helped me out with my drafts, getting some really interesting low tier picks. And originally on my draft plan, this Vanillix was going to be an Abomasnow, in which that a lot of people are using the same low tier stuff every single league and then going, why is this metagame getting so stale? In which I think that when we look at these low tier picks, every low tier pick has a niche. So for example, Golurk's niche is that it is a low tier rocker that also has a rapid spin immunity. And that's a really interesting niche to consider, because when you look at the two team constructs, Golurk can essentially be a spin blocker for Starmie, and then T-Tar can come in and Pursuit Trap it. And with Vanillix's main niche is that it has both a spec set and an anti-lead set. And I decided this week to bring the anti-lead set, being the Focus Sash No Warning, with Freeze Dry, Taunt, Flash Cannon, and Magic Coat. And the Magic Coat was specifically designed for Golurk and Galvantula, because I heavily predicted Techno to believe that my Infernape was going to be my lead of choice, because it could have the potential to be that Scarf set. But Infernape this week actually was a Life Orb set with 4 attacks, but using Flame Charge. Now, the reason why it was Orb was just for that little bit of power increase, realistically. And then on top of that, I had Titanium Z Thunderous, and with having both of those, like, Infernape for that hard-hitting physical wall, physical breaker, and Thunderous for being that special breaker, it was very crucial to this team. I had Scarf Starmie this week because I knew that if he was going to bring Webs, and I did like go for that Magic Coat, I needed a way to outspeed Scarf Superior, in terms of if no Webs were up, or +1 speed Superior because of the Magic Coat. And also as well, Starmie with its really amazing speed tier, base 115. I really like this Pokemon at the moment. I want to give massive shout out to Ice Demon Grey for helping me pick it. Is that it has such a nice speed set that it can outspeed a lot of things under Webs, Rapid Spin, and Feint essentially. And then you can then have that team support. Mega Mormile this week was a rock set because I looked at his team and was like, rocks are really nice. It was mainly Spadef because I did predict like a Groundium Z Shuron Black to come this week. And then my Hydreigon set is a Blitz and Burb favorite. It beat Matty Brolic, but we love bringing Banded Hydreigon. It was Stone Edge, U-Turn, I think it was Crunch, and might have been Outrage because I didn't see Comfy coming to this match. And Comfy as well really struggles with Mega Mormon. So in this game, I decided to lead with my anti-lead being my Vanillix, as he does lead with that Golurk. And my first thought is, surely he knows this gets Magic Coat, he's going to go for like Dynamic Punch. So I decided to go for Freeze Dry turn 1 as he gets up his rocks. And I'm really happy with that exchange because provided Webs and rocks don't get up, I really don't care. So we go for a Flash Cannon this turn, trying to predict the T-Tail to come out. Yeah, it'll do pitiful damage, but still. I go for Taunt because I don't want to let the Celesteela set up for free. Celesteela is only a threat, guys, if you let it set up, or you don't want to like switch into a Leech Seed. So Taunt really helps with that. He now goes into the T-Tar as I go for that Freeze Dry, and Vanillix dies. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into Banded Hydreigon here, and just click U-Turn. Making him fear the superpower, I click this U-Turn, and I'm like, sweet, bringing that Celesteela, I'm going hard into my Infernape, and this is the only real turn of the battle where I have to, like, make a 50-50. Because at this point in the battle, I'm playing really safe. And I'm like, Flare Blitz is a really safe play, or I can go for Flame Charge. But if he stays in with Selly, clicks EQ, I drop my Infernape. And I'm like, do I want to sack my Infernape here for the chance of game, or do I want to take this game to the next level and get rid of something? I'm like, I'm going to get rid of something. So I go for the Flare Blitz here as he sacks his Golurk. I'm taking this Life Orb damage, Recoil, and also the Sandstorm damage. I'm like, he can't bring in the Celesteela. Galvantula is the only thing that outspeeds. I'm going for Flame Charge this turn. And he does bring in this Persian. I'm like, okay, sweet. Let's figure out what this Persian is. There's no reason for me to not click Flare Blitz this turn with Infernape. He's never bringing in T-Tar in when he's seeing me play safe, and the only resist he has to CC is Galvantula. Now I drop the Galvantula, because even if it's Sash, it's dropping to a Flare Blitz here. I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Webs can be completely void. I was actually predicting a Superior Sack here, and I decided Flare Blitz is to play 110%. He does not really have a good switch into this, and if the Little Persian isn't Scarf, we're going to find out here. He switches out, I know it's not Scarf because it does not outspeed my Infernape, and we've exchanged a lot of very crucial information here. The information we've exchanged is this. I know that my Infernape outsped that Persian, because otherwise, why the heck would you bring it in and not kill it? Now, this is very crucial for me to understand. I think that Superior now is his Scarfer because he needs something on his team, but even then, that still drops to Starmie, and Scarf Superior is a bit of a weird matchup. Celesteela is not Scarf because we've already seen from its speed tiers, and also as well the way that it switched out against the Infernape. So I'm like, I don't really know what this Celesteela set is, and on top of that, I know it's a Mega Tyranitar, so essentially here what I'm going to do is go into my Mega Maul to get my rocks up, because I think that the Allure Persian should come in here and trying to like parting shot, and I'm like, nah, I'm going into my Mega Maul. I'm going to click Iron Head this turn as he goes for that HP fire. It's absolutely nothing. Now this next turn, I'm like, unless this is like Leech Seed, I'm clicking Rocks here because I think he should switch out. He stays in, and I'm like, interesting play. I'm going to click Iron Head this turn. Whatever you go for is fine. It's pitiful damage. I'm clicking Iron Head, and he's out of range of Substitute here, and I don't think he wants to play the mind game of how many turns can you click Substitute or Leech Storm, because we've seen before in my previous games, I like to make aggressive pivots into my Scarf Pokemon, because it's like, well, if I'm going to let it set up, why not just go into the Scarfmon and just revenge it? So I'm like, this turn, I'm clicking Sucker Punch. No drawback play. Perfect, drop the Superior. And this is becoming a real, like, 3v4, but it's a 3v4 I'm very comfortable with, because my only real fear here is if it's a nasty plot Persian. And even then, I don't really need Mega Mawile anymore, because I still have that Scarf Starmie. And Scarf Starmie still does a lot of damage to this little Persian. But it can't have coverage to beat both the Hydreigon and the rest of my team. Because if it's special, it gets warded by Hydreigon. And if it's a physical set, it's going to be a bit of a hard, and I do save my Mawile here because I just want to not let this Tyranitar set up and make that foolish play. Because like if it's Dragon Dance T-Tar here, I want to still make that play of going for Iron Head and dropping this Tyranitar. So I choose saying go for Iron Head, because if he sets up, there's no damage. I go into Thunderous here, no drawback play. Let's click the Fightinium Z, because there's no drawback. He can't outspeed. Something is taking a monster amount of damage. I can't imagine the Celesteela. So he goes into Persian here. I'm like, sweet, I'm looking T-Bolt. There's no reason to do anything else. I see the Z move. I'm like, it's going to be Z Parting Shot. I don't see him being that Z-Rockium for one specific Pokemon. And I do go for the T-Bolt here, and it's going to be too short. I do imagine that this was probably an Autotomy Celesteela, because if at at -1, if I'm doing that much damage, it has to be, you know, not very specially defense invested. And then I'm like, sweet, Thunderous here goes to T-Bolt. The foul play damage does a lot less because of the Parting Shot into the Thunderous, because it does use my attack stat. Now this game, when it wrapped up, it was probably one of my most hyped games in a long time, because I beat someone that a lot of people consider to be very good. And I'm not trying to up myself and say like, oh, I'm really good, you should think of me in the same light. Techno has a lot of prestige, and what a lot of people don't realize in these sort of contexts is that a lot of people look up to certain players, and there are some people out there that genuinely like look at the metagame and like, I'm gonna watch 800 coaches today, and like someone like King Clyde is a great example of that. And I hope that this game shows that I can match it with some of the more perceived, more competitive players. And on top of that, you know, I'm just so humbled with the experience of Playtech. I really appreciate him coming back to the NBA as a commissioner. We were looking for players, and Tech wanted in. I was quite surprised at the time. And to be honest, he's always been a really worthwhile candidate. He's a very nice guy. I hope he uploads our game before the GBA playoffs, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, and I wish him the best of luck in all his other leagues. So guys, we've come to another week. We're 5-1 now. It's going to be tough, but we've got some really fun games, and I really hope that we're going to finish the season off strong, because this is a season that I've really enjoyed, and it's probably been my favorite in format. Until next week, guys. So if you guys don't know, my current upload schedule is this: IBA Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. I don't know. Ask Aaron. Aaron's managing that stuff for me, because I said before, I'm really time poor. And then on top of that, I'm doing live streams of my IBA games, which you can catch at original name VGC on Twitch. And we'll be doing a couple other fun streams. I might be doing a Mario Tennis, a couple of videos and stuff like that, because we all know that Pokemon is a fun game, but we need more competitive games. Like, where is Waluigi in Smash? But that's besides the point. And so we're gonna do, doing a lot of VGC stuff. I have sort of, my Wailmers team has evolved to not just be Pokemon Draft League content, it is now also a VGC potential branding. And on top of all of this, there's a lot of potential for a lot of things. And the NBA games sort of slot around this. I do play all my games, I do upload my stats, update my stats, not upload. It'd be really, imagine that bird just sitting there going, hello guys, today we're going to upload our stats. Thunderous Sarian got 3 kills this week and now puts it in the top 10. That'd be so cringe, but it'd be such a good bird video. But guys, definitely check out the people in the end card, and until next week, peace.